So, Flashback is apparently getting a sequel, I just heard. And Paul Quissett, the original creator of the original iconic game, is back for a sequel. Well, as a huge fan of the original Flashback from the 90s, I should be pretty happy, right? Sadly, no. And I'm gonna tell you a bit sad story now why I'm actually pretty pissed off and not looking forward to the sequel, and I know it's gonna be shit. And here's why. First, a bit backstory. If you don't know what Flashback is, it was this cinematic platformer that came out in '91 or '92 for the Amiga, PC, and Sega Genesis, and many other consoles too and systems. And as you can see, it has this cool rotoscoping animation technique, badass music, and even the games supersedes this intro here. The game is even cooler. So as you can see, when the game starts, you crash land in the jungle, you wake up, and just look at the animation of Conrad when he's running. Like, it looks so real. Like, look when he runs. It's like it has, when it turns, it looks like a real person running around and shooting. That was what made it so bloody awesome. And yeah, look, even when if you run towards a wall, he catches it, and the momentum, everything, it's superb. The shooting, the physics, everything. And it's not physics. They use something called rotoscoping. It's just like they had a real person running, and they captured it on video, and they translated it into pixel art. So they just sort of drew over the animation, and this takes a huge effort. I bet they spend months on this, maybe a half a year or something to nail this, to make it look that good. And it costs a lot of money. It's pretty demanding for the time, and you could tell the people who made this game. Paul Quissett made this game back in '91. You can tell that he was passionate about this. Like, look at the pixel art. It looks amazing. It's almost no games looks this good back in the days, and you can tell this was made by love. Everything. Music was superb too. And then we got the Flashback remake in 2013, made also by Paul Quissett, they say, but I will come back to that later. And look here, here's the intro. Of course, generic 3D graphics, boring cliche. It sounds like Jaws. Dun. The music was like dun 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 dun. Yeah, they ripped the Jaws theme for this intro. Yeah, congratulations. And generic orchestra music, like every game has to say. No original tune melody that you remember with cool drums or synthesizers. And for a remake, I think they should at least give us some 80s or 90s nostalgia, but it didn't. Because the game is actually it's the game in the 90s. It copied, Blade Runner, Total Recall, all those action games. So yeah, bland intro, boring, way too long too before something happening. Like the first got the message pretty quick. They used some foot running and some laser shots at him, and he got on the bike pretty quickly. Now we're almost like over almost 2 minutes in, and he's still not on his bike yet. So the way the intro is too long and too boring. Like, they show too much you don't need to see, So that's also, it shows a lack of, how to properly make cinematic intros. So, and the game starts, and look at this compared to the original I showed you. The animations are horrible. He has no weight to him. It's like, you can tell it's like you can tell he didn't spend much time on these animations. Also, you get a boring tutorial in the. I hate tutorials in game. You get this. You pick up something and it says a text. You use aim, press fire. You know, and yeah, it just looks so generic and boring. And also, what I noticed that in the jungle here, everything, the leaves and the trees look so damn big. So it looks like Conrad is a shrinked miniature version trapped in a normal tree or something. It looks like he's like a small bug or something, and it's yeah, it just looks horrible compared to the first one. On its own, if you never played Flashback before, this is probably a okay, good generic shooter. But you know, when you come from when Paul Quissett says we will remake Flashback, you expect, you know, maybe better rotoscoping animations than the original had, you know, better style with a jungle, you know, like improved the original, but he made it just worse. And music sucks, or just like generic orchestra, like I said before. So what says here is actually not true when about remake. This says Paul Quissett returns Flashback with new remake, but if you read all this, you will find out that he's not on board on the team. He's just overseeing the project. He's not working on it. He's just there to oversee it. And other developers are other programmers and animations artists are doing the work for him. So basically, I know what he's doing. He's just doing this for a cash grab. Basically, he owns the rights to Flashback. He made the original. He sits on the rights. He's still a shareholder in the company that he sold, Delphin Software, many years ago. That sold to now owned by Microids. And so, what do you think we will get for this sequel here? We will get the same bloody game. I can tell you. Maybe just not this, but something similar, something easy cash grab. And I asked myself, why do you do this, Paul? Like, okay, you can fool us one time, but you can't fool us twice. And also, you heard about the reviews, right? People will review a game, and you have to show video footage of it. And as you can see on Steam here, when you see video footage of the game, they cut so much. You don't see. Maybe you think. You see, they cut so much. You maybe think, it's this gameplay. No, that was the intro, and this is gameplay. But they cut so much, so you barely see any animation. You just see a lot of flashy explosion stuff. So this is a very, very poor way to showing how the game looks, because they have nothing to show for. They have shitty animations. They have nothing really. So they just make this flashy intro and show Conrad's with the cutscenes and the jungle, and they cut so much so you don't see how shitty it actually is. And the photos you see here, they look pretty interesting because the photos don't look bad. It looks like cyberpunk. You know, here this could be a good game if the animations were good. Here it looks okay, fine. So, but when you see the game when you play the game or see a gameplay of it, you see that it's absolutely crap compared to the original. And of course, mixed reviews, and every negative review here is like, I love the original. If you play the original, you know, fan of the original, every fan of the original hate this game. And it sold so badly. Like, it got poor reviews. Nobody want to play a bland game that's like mediocre. That's if it's super bad and sucks, like, then it can draw some attention for fun on some gaming channels. But like, if you get a mediocre game, it will sell like crap. So this didn't sell anything. So Paul, people will notice this, Paul, when they see your game and gameplay and that it sucks and it get bad reviews. Nobody will buy it. The reason people bought the first Flashback was that it looked amazing, sounded amazing at the time. And still to this day, I'm impressed by the rotoscoping animations. No game today has beaten Flashback's rotoscope animation. It's perfect. And so I'm really confused why he do this, because he must understand that if a game receives poorly reviews and doesn't get any interest from the original fans when they see it. Like, I don't want to play it when I know I don't want to play it when I see it. It will be the same shitty game as 2013. I hope I'm wrong, of course, but 90% of me tells me that it will be just the same shit. So why do this, Paul? Are you really that in need of a quick cash grab? And it will not be a lot of cash either, because you have to pay these people to make the game, the producers, the producers, and to publish it, and to commercials for the game, and they need a cut too. So how much are you getting out of this? 10,000 euro to 20,000 euro? How long will that last? It's just a quick cash grab, and I'm so disappointed. So don't, when this come out, don't pre-order it. Never pre-order. Wait until it's out. See the reviews and then make up your mind. Because if you pre-order this game, it will be like, that's what he hopes for, I think, to pre-order, and it will come out in 2022, they say. So maybe in end of 2022 or in the mid, I think, or maybe before. I don't know how long. It doesn't say how long it's been in production. So, but what do you think? Do you look forward to Flashback 2, or are you worried? Like, it was a very good game. I still play it to this day. I have a gameplay video on it on my channel, from the first level, if you want to watch it. So yeah, it was just a sad rant, I'm ashamed, and I'm disappointed in this guy, because he made one of my favorite games as a child, and now I don't have no respect for him, because he abuses the nostalgia of the fans. And also, I don't understand. He will not impress the fans of the original, so they won't buy it. And for new people, when they just see a mediocre game, like a guy just running around shooting, and it looks mediocre and nothing interesting, and they have no relation to Flashback. They don't know. They maybe think Flashback, oh, is this a new game? Flashback 2, sequel. I didn't play the first one either. So he's dropping the balls on both sides. He has no. The fans will not follow him, and the new players will probably ignore this game because it will get mediocre reviews. So, fuck it. That was it for this rant.